NBA Straya, how are you going? Here, going, you're right. You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Friday, which is like, we're already on the tins, who cares, right? Like, let's go. That's right, it is Friday, October 10. I'm your host, James Clements. This is NBA Straya. And today, look, hey, we promised some more preseason gear, and today we are delivering. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling like LeBron too. He's out for a bunch of time with sciatica. But most importantly today, what we're gonna do is just dip our toes back in the preseason waters and set you up for next week's deluge of NBA 25-26 predictions and fun stuff, right? So today we're going to do the 10 most interesting questions, players, teams, storylines, whatever, that I've got rattling around in my old bonds for this year. So, and that'll be kind of it. We'll go around through all the Aussies as well on top of that. So there's lots to get into. So without further ado, that's all we're going to do today. This is episode 1304 of NBA Australia. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Australia.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better. You better watch out for the old man attacky for LeBron, right? So, here we go. Peek behind the curtain. This week, I've been a bit under the weather. Big weekend, obviously, last weekend. Took old mate to the NBA, NBL on Friday. Took the Squid Saturday and Sunday to the fan night, and then the second game. Monday, feeling pretty good. Tuesday, happy days. Taped NFL Australia with Gaz, and then just went down like a ton of bricks. Whatever the baby had from daycare, once more, just poleaxed your mate Jim for a couple of days. So I felt like crap. Still did the Supercoach show, still did a bunch of the videos, because I'm a professional and I don't whinge. But I was going to do an NBA Australia probably on Wednesday or Thursday, just completely cooked though. So we're doing it today, and I'll tell you what, watch out for the old man attack. That's like me and LeBron, right? LeBron is out for the start of the season. Let's start there with the daily, I believe it's some sort of, is it a whip around, Jim? Is that right? Yes. He's out for 3 to 4 weeks. LeBron James, mid-days after shocking the world with his decision to be a massive flog once more. Oh, hey guys, I'm going to do a second decision. I'm going to do a sit down. Everybody stay tuned, and then it's a bloody ad for booze, which is fine. It is me after all. But come on, man. It looked like it was going to be the LeBron announcing the retirement tour for the season. And then it turns out it's just an ad for Hennessy. Who gives a hoot? Not your mate Jim. Like, seriously, LeBron, why? Like, it wasn't even that funny. Like, if you haven't leaned into it even more, if you're going to like do the old misdirect, bloody hell. Anyway, so then it comes out, maybe he hurt himself sitting in that bloody chair taping that fucking Hennessy ad. But LeBron is out for the start of the season. He's out to 3 to 4 weeks from here on out with sciatica. It's the old joke. Was it Bill Burr? I think it was, yeah. How's your old mate Bill Burr going? Jeez. Dude, just because I went to Saudi Arabia, dude. Anyway, sciatica though, it's like the nerves and crap running down your back, into your ass, top of your leg. Some real old man shit vibes for LeBron. But that tracks because he's my age. So, and as I've said time and time again, I groan getting off the couch. LeBron's still playing professional basketball at the highest level. Yeah, we're not the same. Anyway, so 3 to 4 weeks for the Lakers, bit of a rough one. Another little bit of injury news. TJ McConnell is out for a month for the Pacers with a hammy. Ja Morant tweaked an ankle. He's sitting out some of these preseason games, but he reckons he's going to be fine for the start of the season. And you're like, okay, sure. And then outside of this, I mean, you've got this sort of weird one with, what is it? Paul Pierce got arrested for a DUI, a suspicion of DUI. He's like, I fell asleep in traffic. That is amazing. De'Aaron Fox is also dealing with an injury. He might miss the start of the season, aiming for the November 1 sort of, basically he missed the first week or two of the season, it feels like, for the Spurs. So that's kind of like the last little bits and bobs of news. And I get asked, like, oh, Jim, did you see this in preseason? It's like, yeah, some of the Aussies are playing in the preseason games, which is good. But as we saw on the weekend, right, the NBA, NBL games, that's how NBA preseason games go. You start probably at full strength, you play some of your starters some of the game, and then it's a good chance for your young dudes to get out there and get a run. It's really hard to sort of judge what matters and what doesn't. But it was very cool seeing Tyrese Proctor miss a shot, but Luke Travers, Aussie to Aussie, get the putback sick dunk. Johnny Furphy dunking on dudes in practice. It's all going on. So there's lots of fun stuff. It's pretty cool. It's been a nice little ride. So preseason is good. I don't put a giant amount of stock into it. All I want is for no one else to get injured, basically, at this point. It sort of stinks. Anyway, let's do it. That leads us into the fact that the NBA season, it is October 10 currently. The NBA season itself starts in 2 weeks, which just feels wild, right? Like, what are we doing? It's actually less than 2 weeks because I think it's our 22nd of October. Sounds right. So we've got a week and a half worth of shows of I feel like basically preview the season coming up. We are starting here. So basically, as I said at the top, just dip our toes in the water. Are you ready for a dance? Let's go. The 10 most interesting players / teams / storylines for 2025. Boom. Let's do it. These are the 10 things that when I look and cast my eye across the entire NBA heading into this season, right, that I go, I am really interested in insert player, team, storyline here. With all due respect to the Oklahoma City Thunder, I look at that and go, yeah, not wildly interesting beyond how much more ass are they going to kick this year, right? Right? Because they're good. They're young. They're coming back unchanged. It's chaos. The other one was going to be, and this is it was obviously a big one, because I don't know if too many folks talk about the Lakers enough when it comes to NBA media, so I figured I'd better step up and do it. But really, just you look at the Lakers, and all I wanted to know was just how Luka and LeBron were going to fit in year 2, right? You have the shock trade last year, the dumbest trade in the world. Nico Harrison gets his ass saved by landing the number 1 pick. But Luka goes to the Lakers. It's a weird, janky fit from the get-go. Now you have an actual offseason. You've got a preseason. You've got a training camp. And, of course, LeBron gets fucking hurt and he's sitting out because maybe he's having a sook. I'll leave that up to you. But I was fascinated to see how Luka would fit in with the Lakers and with LeBron next to him. But now that LeBron's taken, a bit of annual leave without looking at the calendar, we've all done that. It's okay. Also, a bit of Outback Takehouse. Do you reckon he comes back? Have we seen the last of LeBron as a Laker? Do we reckon that the Lakers will have a better record with Luka without LeBron than with both of them? Just saying. It's a pretty good chance. That team is so bereft of depth and talent, though, that I wouldn't, adding LeBron probably fucking helps, just saying. But either way, look, I was fascinated to see how Luka and LeBron would work together going into this season. LeBron might still be okay for the season opener. 3 to 4 weeks. They play against the Warriors, I think, to kick off the season. That's only 12, 13 days. It feels a little bit on the short side, so he's probably going to miss that game. But anyway, so that kind of gets pushed down the track a little bit. I'm fascinated to see how Luka just turns the Lakers into his own team in LeBron's absence now. But anyway, number 1, probably the biggest, most interesting part for me, as I cast my eye across the NBA landscape And it sort of lands in the southwest. And there's a giant 7'40" bloody Frenchman down there by the name of Victor Wembanyama, who, and the story here is why it's interesting is, could this be the year it all comes together? Year 3 Wemby. Could he win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year? Why not? Does he make the Spurs a playoff team this year once Fox comes back? Harper gets healthy. Vassell is crushing it. You've got Cornette, Olynyk there as well, right? This is a team that is now loaded for bear in the West because Wemby could be the best player in the NBA as soon as your opening tip, right? That's what fascinates me. What is his ceiling? I don't think we know because halfway through last season, they find the blood clots. They shut him down. He doesn't play again. Now he's rip-roaring, healthy, and ready to go. What can he do? Is it like a 28, 12, 4 assists, 4 block season? Like what? Like shooting 38% from 3? I don't know, but it could happen. That is awesome. That's why it's my number one. What is Wemby this year? What does he look like? What is the output? It is crazy. It could be off the charts this year for Wemby. I'm excited. That is interesting. Number 2 is the sort of flip side from what I was talking about with the Lakers. How did Dallas look with and use Cooper Flag? How does this all work? Does he have the ball in his hands enough when they've got D'Lo there screwing things up? Oh, but D'Lo's a good backup point. Have you watched him play basketball? Just ask yourself that. Have you watched him be engaged and be on a winning team? It's D'Angelo Russell. The answer is no and fucking no. Simple as that. Put the ball in Cooper Flag's hands. Let him cook. The D'Lo signing for me was actually a bit of a fuck up. They should have just let Dante come off the bench, go Cooper Flag, you're our point forward. Let's fucking roll with the rookie. But either way, does he start at the 3 next to AD and one of like Gafford or Lively? Or do they have PJ Hamilton, Washington, he and AD? Do they convince AD to play the 5? You've got Klay Thompson there, obviously, as your 2. Is Cooper Flag good enough as a 1 at some point? I don't know, but probably not right off the bat. They'll start D'Lo, etc. But I'm fascinated by that Dallas look, right? Like, it's going to be fascinating to see how they track it. What happens with that bench, etc. Can Dante get out there? Can he make an impact, obviously? We'll talk about that again later. But how did Dallas use Cooper Flag is essentially what I'm fascinated by. I find it so interesting because he's got this incredible all-round game. And it's like, cool. Is he the next Luka or is he the next Keith Van Horn? Like, I don't know. What's going to happen? Let's find out. Number 3, Desmond Bain. I was born in the darkness. His fit in Orlando with Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, hello, is like, it's the underrated move from the offseason that everyone's sort of forgotten about until they put out the photo of him and his giant moon forehead. But he's exactly what they need next to Suggs, right? Love Jalen Suggs, KCP, awesome. That entire Orlando team was the worst three-point shooting team in the NBA last year, right? 31.8%. Like, it was horrible. And they add Desmond Bain, a career 41% three-point shooter. That's good, right? He shot 39.2 last year. Last year was a mess in Memphis anyway, though. So, look, I think this is just the East. Everyone's going to be shit-talking the East for the next 2 weeks before the actual season kicks off. And rightly so. Because there's like only a handful of teams at the top that are any good. The thing is, I kind of feel like we're underestimating like half the teams in the East. Like, I think the Knicks, Cleveland, Knicks, Orlando, Detroit, and the forgotten team, Toronto, will all be like super duper solid. Indy's missing Halliburton. Boston will still be decent without Tatum, all this sort of stuff. Orlando is looming as a team that went 41-41 last year, but at different points of the season lost their best players, like sequentially, right? It was crazy. Now they've got them back and they've added Desmond Bain. I love this Magic team. Sign me up. I find that wildly interesting to how, like, and also they've got some sick threads again this year. They've got the black pinstripes back. Let's go, Magic. Woo! Exciting times. Number 4, LaMelo Ball. Jim, why is this interesting? Because I don't fucking know if he can play basketball for 6 months. Do you? He's done it once. He's played over like 51 games in his career. He's heading into year 6. He's played over 51 games once. It was his second year, and he was an all-star. He averaged 25 and 5. Last year, he averaged like a 27, 5 and 7, but was wildly inefficient, was carrying injuries. The team sucked. Now, this year, around LaMelo Ball in Charlotte, you got Brandon Spindles-Miller, you got that prick Bridges, you've got Con Knipple, you've got our man Josh Green. There is like a solid amount of talent that for the moment is actually fucking healthy. Now, LaMelo, can you stay on the fucking court for more than like half the games? That's he of a possible 410 NBA games in his career. He's played 231. That is ridiculous. LaMelo, can you stay on the fucking court? That's what I want to know, because I think he is going to be wildly entertaining if he can. And this is like the biggest disparity in the amount of like basketball jerseys and shoes sold and interest gained upon in actual fucking versus basketball output, right? Like the amount of kids in LaMelo jerseys and shit like that, the amount of like stories and pictures and fucking social media shit about him out there versus what he's actually done on a basketball court. It's the biggest disparity in the league. Do something, LaMelo. I'm fucking poking it with a stick. Come on, mate. Like, can this team win 40 games in the East? Going back to my earlier point about like Orlando and like this weird East. Maybe. Will they? I don't fucking know, because I don't know if LaMelo can stay on the court for a full fucking season. I just want to see it. That's why it's interesting. Number 5, sticking in the East, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Oh, jeez, Jim, you're really reaching for an interesting person. It's more about how the other thing I should have mentioned at the top. The news came out that sort of he kicked around the simple idea of like, if I do get traded, I only want to go to the Knicks. Every Knicks fan is like, all right, how do we make it happen? And then everyone's like, well, you can't. You have no draft picks and you're capped out. You know, this like at the second apron, you can't do this. Like, unless it's like a shit 1-for-1, well, 2-for-1 trade where you get like just horrible shit from Milwaukee and just, yeah, fuck it. It's just pointless. But how does that affect his year, right? This all comes out. He's saying the right things now. He's like, oh,
I want to stay in Milwaukee for the rest of my life. I would be upset if I didn't, but that is only human, you know?
It's like, okay, thanks, Giannis. But they add Miles Turner to the Bucks, right? In a bit of a last ditch, oh, Lord, I hope this works kind of effort. They knew they didn't have Dame this year after he blew his Achilles. They have all this dead cap money tied up in Dame. They have Miles Turner now. But wow, is the rest of this team fucking weird. Their guards are like Kevin Porter Jr. and Ice Cole Anthony next to Gary Trent Jr. and Kuzma. And after Bobby Portis and Miles Turner, the next big is Jericho Sims. Jeez. So, yeah, I find Milwaukee fascinating for the simple fact that we have absolutely no idea what's going to happen to their season, right? Could they be a top 3 seed in the East? If Giannis balls out and wins another MVP, maybe. Could they also be like a play-in team and not 8 or 9? Maybe. Right? It's crazy. It's like, ooh, Milwaukee 3 seed. Ooh, Milwaukee 10 seed. Who knows? Right? Number 6, Reed Shepherd. Jim, what do you mean Reed Shepherd? Well, this is kind of by virtue Houston and Kevin Durant. Right? We got the pictures of him in his new duds this week. You see him just out there trash talking, hitting some shots. You're loving this. But so much of Houston this year, after Fred VanVleet goes down with his ACL, relies on Reed Shepherd and whether or not he's any fucking good. Because we don't know. Like, he played 50-odd games last year, but for, like, no minutes. Like, across, there's barely a sample size. It was the least utilized 52 games of NBA appearance you've ever seen, right? It's like, I don't know, challenging Bullets Gazy and Hammer on the Wolves. But it was crazy how little they went to him and he's like a top 3 pick. Can he play the point guard? Is this the next, what is this Cocaine Curry or not? What's going on? Come on, I need to know Reed Shepherd. Because you think about, if he goes into the starting lineup, they do have all these incredible interchangeable ball handlers on that team, right? You've got KD, you've got Amen Thompson, you've got a bunch of dudes that can do some shit. But Reed Shepherd, is he good? If he is, the Rockets could be through the fucking roof. Or, alternately, Ime Udoka might choke him out and Rudy's misses. You never know. It's the Rockets. I'm fascinated by them. It's going to be unreal. Number 7, Ja Morant. Bang, 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 Morant. Hey, can you not fight kids and try to, do finger guns and show guns in public for, a year, Ja? Can you just not do anything fucking dumb, mate? He said, oh, Jim, I don't know if I can. We might have a problem, pal. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. He wants to play 82 games. He's already carrying an ankle injury that's making him sit out these preseason games. Basically, he reckons he's good to go, but he doesn't want to risk it. Fine. What do we get from Ja Morant this year? Because Memphis have just been this absolute fucking suckhole of chaos the last 2-3 years, right? Ja's been in the center of this maelstrom of fuckheadedness. And outside of this, we're going full twister. You've seen flying past. It's 27 different players through the roster. It's there goes Jack White. There he goes. Hey. This sort of shit. And you've got Zach Edey already on the shelf carrying an injury. We've got Jock Landau now. That's awesome. He's dropping bombs. You love to see that. He's just throwing in threes from absolutely nowhere. Love this. But if Morant can stay healthy, they can just sort of get a little bit of cohesion in that Memphis roster. What's their ceiling? Who fucking knows, right? It's fascinating. So can't wait to see what happens with this Grizzlies team. Absolute chaos from start to finish. Number 8, the Michael Porter Jr. experience in Brooklyn versus the Cam Johnson experience in Denver. This is a fascinating storyline this year because I feel like Cam Johnson fits so fucking perfectly in Denver that it hurts my brain. He is so perfect next to Jokic and Jamal. He's not going to be whinging about touches. They'll probably invite him to team dinners. That was probably one of my top 5 moments of last year where they're like, oh, yeah, me and the boys, we all went out for dinner. The entire team went out for dinner. We had a bit of a chat about some things. They asked Michael Porter Jr. about it. He's like, I didn't go to dinner. They had a separate text chain without Michael Porter Jr. because they fucking hated him that much. I love it. They're just he's so weird and such a fuckwit. He won't shut up about all this dumb fucking he's just quoting Rogan at me and shit. It's fucking yes. But he gets to cook in Brooklyn. No one is going to be stepping on his toes for the Nets, right? It's going to be him and Cam Thomas jacking up 30 shots a fucking game each. Whereas Cam Johnson is going to fit in perfectly next to Jam and Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, the bevy of veterans that they've now got on that Denver team. That's going to be awesome, right? They're both almost a washers shooters, but Johnson is so much more additive, I think, than Michael Porter Jr. MPJ's always been a better rebounder, but you've got Jokic. It's fine, bro. It's fine. So I love the Cam Johnson Denver edition. I also think it's going to be funny just to watch MPJ just go hammer and tongs in Brooklyn. So off you go. Number 9, going back to the East. Jaden Ivey. Why is he one of your most interesting players this year, Jim? Well, I'll tell you. It's because he was averaging a 17-4-4 before he went out last year, and Detroit were 14-16 with him. They started 0-4. It all got off to a bit of a rocky start. But then Orsar figured out how to play basketball. Ron Holland was okay. Cade turned into a fucking super duper star because he was finally healthy. Jalen Duren was really good. He was shooting 40% from 3. He goes down. He'd rattled off some awesome games. Bang, goes down. They were still really good without him. Can Jaden Ivey come back and make this Detroit team even fucking better? Right? I am legit fascinated by this question because Detroit are a really good team, I think, heading into this year. They could be a great team if Jaden Ivey gives them just a little bit of shit. Little bit of something. Because he's the exact dude next to Cade that they need, right? That other sort of really cool scoring threat that isn't Tobias fucking Harris or Ron Holland trying to punch on with everybody. So give me some Jaden Ivey. If he can fit in properly next to Cade, playing off ball, looking after the ball when Cade's sitting, I just want to see what it looks like. Go Detroit. Go. I love this Pistons year. And then finally, number 10. Most interesting one. I've got some honorable mentions, some other shit, so don't worry if I've missed some stuff. We've got plenty of season preview shit to get through. So, number 10, Ace Bailey and whatever the fuck the Utah Jazz are doing. This is fascinating, right? Ace Bailey's out there balling out in preseason. Looks incredible. Do the Jazz have their star? And why do they keep getting weird old white guys on their team? George Niang, Mihailouk Nurk, Kevin Love is on this team. His uncle was the most hated man in the Beach Boys. Like, this is incredible. They're just collecting all the shitty kind of white dudes. Like, Niang is like, mixed, but still. They've also got Taylor Jimi Hendrix. He's coming back at some point. This team is, you've got what? Isaiah Collier, Keontae George is still on this team. Who knows what the fuck is going to go on? I'm excited. So this team, at some point, Larry Markkinen is sitting here with this Utah team going, the fuck are we doing? Like, are we winning games? I'm not the star here anymore. This is bullshit. It's very clearly Ace Bailey. He's got a sick name. And my name is Larry Markkinen. It's going to be chaos. That Utah team, I have I've been doing these season preview stuff. You're looking at the over-unders and stuff for Utah. I have fucking no idea when it comes to the Utah Jazz. Absolutely zero fucking idea. It blows my mind how little I've gotten my head around the Utah Jazz. So those are the 10. So to recap, the most interesting players, team storylines for me so far. Year 3 Wemby. How did Dallas use Cooper Flag? Desmond Bain and he's fit on the Magic. Can they hit some fucking threes this year? LaMelo Ball, can he stay healthy and just what is he? Is he good? I don't know, man. 5, Giannis and that weird Bucks team. There's all that Knicks talk. Just completely submarine their season. It very well could. Number 6, Reed Shepherd. He's Kevin Durant's new point guard. What a baptism of fire that's going to be. Bloody hell. Ja Morant was 7. Just question mark. Bang, bang, Morant. Number 8, the MPJ Cam Johnson fits in their respective new homes. Number 9, Jaden Ivey. And number 10, Ace Bailey. Woo, boy, what are the Jazz doing? It is, like, that is literally just, I almost did that off the top of my head. I literally had the NBA, the teams sort of laid out in front of me. I'm like, oh, I reckon this, and this, and this. So we'll talk more next week about a bunch of the other bigger questions out there. But look, honorable mentions out there before we get into the Aussies as well. The old-ass Clippers. Like, they're not that interesting, but the Kawhi story is going to make them interesting. And can Kawhi... is he going to play? They reckon he's healthy. Is he going to play, like, all the games? Every second game? Just some of the games? Who fucking knows? Chris Paul, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Nick Batum, Brooke Lopez, Brad Beal, Chris Dunn, John, that's a tall cocktail, Collins. What the fuck is that team? It is chaotic, and I love it. They're going to be so weird. It's like full Dad's Army shit, right? Chris Paul and James Harden reunited, Kawhi Leonard, Brad Beal. What a weird fucking team. The 4 centers of the Blazers and the Blazers in general. Like, the Blazers have... Now that DeAndre Ayton's on the Lakers, remember that? Still got Donovan Clingan. You've still got our man Do-Up, Bop, Do-Up, the Great Barrier Reef. You've got Yang Hansen, the big Chinese bloke, and you've still got Time Lord. And yes, they lost Anthony Penny Simons in the offseason, but they've got Jrue Holiday, Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp, Danny Avdija. Jeremy Grant is somehow still a Blazer. What a weird team. They're so weird. Like, and Blazers fans will probably fall in love with it. Boston without Tatum. Like, how many points per game are Derek White and Jaylen Brown going to average? They don't have a center. Like, this is fascinating. Boston. But I mean, it's the same with the Lakers one that I brought up earlier. Everyone's going to be talking about him, but here we go. I mean, Indy as well. They lose Halliburton. They go to a finals. They go to a game 7. They lose their best dude to an Achilles tear. And they've sort of completely fallen off the radar after they lose Miles Turner, right? Pretty weird. And then finally, like the Knicks, right? The obvious one, right? They've got Malcolm Brogdon now. They've got Jordan Jeremy Clarkson. I'm more interested to know, this talk comes out about Giannis. Does this throw this team for a bit of a loop? Because before that Giannis shit came out, I was so fucking high on the Knicks. I'm like, they're going to win like 56, 57, 58 games. The bottom of the East is a bit janky. Let's go Knicks. Should be the second, third best team in the East at the very worst. Then this all comes out, you're like, oh, God. But still, on paper, they look incredible. The thing is, they've got a new coach. Maybe it's all a bit fresh, a little bit crazy. But anytime you get a 4th-round coach, that's right, he's on his 4th team again, you got to do it. You've got to replace Tibbs. Who fucking knows, right? So the Knicks are chaos to me. Absolute chaos. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen? They are fascinating. But it's kind of this weird miasma of like, you know, weirdness, bizarre, strange stuff where they could just curb stomp the East. Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, the other Mitch Robinson, Josh Hart, Jordan Jeremy Clarkson, Brogdon. They're just fucking super solid, and now they're kind of deep, and they've got a coach who will actually play their bench. It's awesome, right? Right. All right, and finally, the question sort of surrounding the Aussies very quickly. Our man, Josh Giddey. What's he going to average this year? 16, 8, and 8. Can we get back to that as the undisputed point guard on the Bulls? Will they play him enough to get to those numbers? He's awesome. Let him earn his money. Get out. He's got his money now. He's in his pocket. Make him work for it. Let's get some Josh Giddey minutes. Let's get this Bulls team going. He hit an awesome 3 today. I'm excited to see what Josh Giddey can do on the Bulls with $100 million guaranteed over the next 4 years. Let's go, Gids. Giddy up. And he's got Lockie Olbrich there in tow as well. You can show him the ropes. That'll be fun. Can Lockie O get out there as a 2-way player? Maybe. Dyson Daniels. Can he win Defensive Player of the Year? Probably not this year. I think Wemby's just got that on lock, right? But they've got Zinger, an extreme Zinger meal on board, which is kind of fun. I mean, kind of fun. We'll find out.
Extreme Zinger meal.
He got over his mysterious illness. What else do we got? We've got they also get Jalen Johnson back. They added Nick Alexander-Walker and Luke the Duckman Kennard. That's exciting times for Dyson. We've already seen like a tightened up handle in the preseason games. He's been working all off-season. He didn't have to do any Olympics or World Cup. He's just had a free off-season just to work. That's awesome. So, premier defensive stopper in the perimeter stopper in the NBA. You bloody believe it. Johnny Furphy, what's his role going to be on the Pacers is a big one for me. Like behind Benny Mathurin, Aaron Naismith. Ain't no stopping Obi Toppin as that sort of 3-4 hybrid. But I mean, Hulkamania Furphy is my favorite thing. The dude is jacked. What the hell? He's jumping out of the gym. He's built like a brick shithouse. Johnny Furphy's here to fucking dunk on your head and take your misses. Let's go. Old Froths, he's going to be out there smashing tins, breaking hearts, and breaking backboards. But anyway, I just want to see him carve out a proper role for himself on this Pacers team during a year where we don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Proctor and Travers on the Cavs. There's a lot of runway actually there for Tyrese Proctor to play a lot. With Darius Garland sort of battling, he had the toe surgery, right, in the offseason. They do have Lonzo, but I mean, of all people, Lonzo Ball exactly isn't a picture of fucking health at all times. So Tyrese Proctor could be called into a lot of backup point guard duties very, very quickly. And Travers, I mean, he's showing enough in preseason that he ought to get some run. You got Jock in Memphis proving to be a pretty decent backup big man there for the Grizzlies. You got Jingler Joe Ingles just flashing some beautiful smiles. Rocco out there with him as well. There's just a lot going on for the Aussies, right? And it's kind of cool. You got Alex Tui out there for the Warriors. Obviously, no Simmons and no Patty Mills yet, but otherwise, Josh Green, I kind of mentioned him earlier in the Charlotte bit. What the fuck is that team? Who knows? The Portland Blazers duo of Aussie Matty T, Matisse Tybal and Duop Reith. Hopefully Matisse is just healthy all year and can actually get some run. And Dante on that weird, janky Mavs squad. Can he get out there? Can he play? I'm excited. We'll dig into the Aussies a little bit more next week as well, but there's just like a little bit of a taste. And I think that'll actually do us. We'll leave it there for the minute. Sort of duck in and out because, yeah, I'm still a bit under the weather. I've got to tape another NFL Straya video in a second. So, got to save my voice before it just completely gives out. But otherwise, that's it for NBA Straya for this week. We'll be back earlier next week, right? We're going to cover off a bunch of the preseason stuff. We're going to be looking at win total over and unders. We're going to be doing some division previews, all this sort of stuff. Every team will be covered in depth on NBA Straya in our season preview. Trust me, she'll be right. We'll do a big thing on the Aussies as well next week too. We'll sort of go a little bit more in depth and dig into it all. So make sure you're around NBA Straya on the socials. What is it? Twitter, Facey, IG, YouTube, TikTok, all the good stuff there. Smash it all, would you? Come on, help a brother out. Get around NFL Straya with myself and Gaz as well. And Jim does Supercoach. We are going to be doing NBA Supercoach as well this year on that show. So check it out. Go subscribe there. It's going to be great bloody fun. You can follow all of our picks and all of our vibes over at Dabble. Sign up using the code NBA Straya. The link is in the show description. And also, you can support this show by buying us a coffee. There's a link there in the socials as well. Buy us a coffee, shout us a beer, help a brother out, doing it on the pirate ship or by myself. So, be very much appreciated. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song, and to Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinated, Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa Section, Green, and Dozers for all the tunes you hear throughout the show. So smash them all on, the places you get your music, Spotify, Apple Music, all the good stuff. NBA Straya Sports Australian Band, so should you. And that's it. We will also have a Cooking with Bainesy next week. We'll throw one on the end of this one just as a classic throwback. We're going to have a new one for you next week. That's a promise from me to you. All right, we'll catch you next week, you dickheads. It's NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And let us